Now let's see the third sum. Sum of areas of squares is 468 meters square. If the difference of their perimeters is 24 meter, find the sides of two squares. Let's start the solution. Let the side of smaller square be x. Then the side of bigger square be y. Now you know the perimeters of with x and y, the perimeters of square are 4x and 4y respectively. What they have given, the difference of perimeters is 24 meter. So here we get 4y minus 4x is equal to 24. That gives us, removing 4 from here or dividing equation by 4, we get here y minus x is equal to 6. Now transposing this x to this side, we get one more equation, that is y is equal to x plus 6. Now we will see sum of areas of squares is 468. So here, according to question, then the equation will be square of x plus square of y is equal to 468. But we know that here in equation 1, y is equal to x plus 6. So by putting x in place of y, x plus 6, we get here equation like x square plus x plus 6 whole bracket square is equal to 468. Now, expanding this bracket, we get here x square plus 12x plus 36 is equal to 468. Transposing this here, we get, and adding this to 2x square plus 12x plus 36 minus 468 is equal to 0. So finally we get here 2x square plus 12x minus 432 is equal to 0. Dividing whole equation by 2, to remove this 2, we get finally here x square plus 6x minus 216 is equal to 0. So this is how we get the equation. Now if we use the formula here and if we compare this equation with the standard form of equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, here we get a as a is equal to 1, b is equal to 6 and c is equal to minus 216. And now by using the formula, we get quadratic formula, we get x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. I am solving it here. So x we get as, put these values in this formula, b is 6. So minus 6 plus or minus under square root 6 square minus 4 into 1 into minus 216 upon 2 into 1. (36) minus 4 sorry, minus 4 into this, so plus upon 2 minus 6 plus or minus square root 900 upon, sorry, it's not 900, so here it's not 94, it's 864, and then 36 plus 864 gives us 900 upon 2. So it means x will be now minus 6 plus or minus square root of 900 is 30 upon 2. So now here x will be minus 6 plus 30 upon 2, or x will be minus 6 minus 30 upon 2. So here we have 24 upon 2 gives us 12, and here we have x is equal to minus 36 upon 2, which is minus 18. Now see here, a side cannot be minus. So our required answer is not minus 18, only 12. And what we have taken x as? X we have taken as the side of smaller square. So hence, side of smaller square is 12 centimeter and bigger square is 12 plus 6, that is 18 centimeter. Let's see the fourth example. This is a question of exercise 4.3, question number 9. Two water taps together can fill a tank in 9 hole 3/8 hours. The tap of larger diameter takes 10 hours less than the smaller one to fill the tank separately. Find the time in which each tap can separately fill the tank. So what they have asked in this question, that find the time. They have asked us the time, your time. So to fill the tank separately by each tap, smaller as well as larger. So when they asked us time, we have to take that time is equal to x. So first we will see how it works. Suppose this is a tank, full tank. I will draw it here. Try to understand this question first with this presentation. This is a tank. Now this is a full tank. Now it is filled by a larger tap and a smaller tap. When it is filled by together, see the first sentence, two water taps together can fill the tank in these many hours. 9 hole 3/8. So together they fill in 9 hole 3/8 hours. Right? It means full one tank is filled in these many hours together. Now if this tank is filled by a smaller tap, I'm hiding this small. Okay, I will rub this. A smaller tank. So how much time it will take? Suppose let it be x hours. So it means in x hours, this whole tank will be filled by a smaller tap or tap with smaller diameter. If same tank will be filled by a larger tap separately, it takes 10 hours less than the smaller one. So for smaller one x hours, for larger one then it will take x minus 10 hours. Yes. So you can see for larger tap or a tap with larger diameter takes x minus 10 hours, and for smaller tap it will take x hours. So this is how we can write. So it takes completely to fill the tank x hours, and this will take x minus 10 hours. But when they are filling it together, it takes total 9 whole 3/8 hours. Now this is, it means what? In x hours the tank fills full or whole. So in 1 hour how much it will fill? It will be filled what portion? 1/x portion of tank. Similarly, this is for smaller tap. Similarly, for larger tap, we can say that in tank will be filled full. Tank fills full in how many hours? X minus 10 hours. So in 1 hour, how much time it will take? What portion it will be filled? That will be 1/x minus 10. Because whole portion is 1/x. So similarly, this one full will be filled by, portion of tank will be filled in 1 hour will be 1/x minus 10. And then we are using this information. How much portion is filled in 1 hour? How much portion is filled in by smaller tap and as well as by larger tap. So let's start the solution. So here let time taken to fill the tap or fill the tank, full tank, by larger tap or tap with larger diameter. It is by smaller tap we will take. By smaller tap is x hours as we discussed here. Then by larger tap it will be x minus 10 hours. Right? So now what we have to write? The portion of tap filled by larger tap, by smaller tap, portion of tap filled in 1 hour. In 1 hour. By smaller tap will be 1/x, and by larger tap will be 1/x minus 10. See, we are using. Now, by together. So, together in 1 hour, how much it will fill? X, 1/x plus 1/x minus 10. Right? So here 1/x minus 10. It means what? In 1 hour the portion of tap will be filled together is 1/x plus 1/x minus 10. And what they have given, that full tank, one whole tank will be filled in together by 9 whole 3/8 hours. So first we will write, so in 9 whole 3/8 hours, how much tank will be, or portion of tank filled will be? If this is together in 1 hour, So 9 upon 8, 9 whole 3 upon 8 hours will be what? How much portion it will be filled? That will be 9 whole 3 upon 8 into 1 upon x plus 1 upon x minus 10. But we know that in these many hours together, the whole tank will be filled. It means one whole tank will be filled. So can we form the equation by using this information is equal to 1? So this is how, according to the question, our equation will be 9 whole 3 upon 8, which we can write as 75 upon 8. 8 9s are 72 plus 3, 75 upon 8 in bracket 1 upon x plus 1 upon x minus 10 is equal to 1 full tank. This is in the terms of x and this is the 1 whole tank. So see this equation, write this information, so we will solve this equation later. Thus, according to question, our equation is 75 upon 8 in bracket 1 upon x plus 1 upon x minus 10 whole bracket complete is equal to 1. I hope you have understood how we have formed the equation. Let's solve the equation. Now, if you see 75 upon 8 is out of bracket completely, it means it is multiple to this whole bracket. So, if you are taking this 75 upon 8 to RHS, it will be like 1 upon x plus 1 upon x minus 10 is equal to 8 upon 75. This denominator will go to numerator here and this numerator will come to denominator here. Now we are solving this. You know that this is finding the LCM of this, and by cross multiplying it here we get x minus 10 for this whole bracket, x minus 10 multiple to 1 we get x minus 10 for this, plus this x multiple to 1 we get x upon x into x minus 10 is equal to 8 upon 75. So x plus x, 2x minus 10 upon x square minus 10x is equal to 8 upon 75. Now if you are cross multiplying this, what we have? We have here 75 comes here and multiple to 2x minus 10 whole. This whole we have to keep in bracket and this 75 is multiple to it is equal to then 8 multiplied to x square minus 10x. Next, multiply this. So we get here 150x minus 750 is equal to 8x square minus 80x. Now if you transpose this here and this here, finally we get 8x square minus 80x. Transposing this to this side we get minus 150x, and transposing minus 750 to other side we get plus 750 is equal to 0. So the final equation here we get is 8x square minus 230x plus 750 is equal to 0. Now, if you observe, this is even number, this is even number, this is even number. So, we can remove 2 from it. So, we get here 4x square minus 165x plus 275. So, this is how we get the final equation. Now what next we have to do? We have to see that 4 into 75. 375. What is the product of 4 into 375? 1500. So 1500 we have to split in such a way that sum of that should be minus 165. Middle term, splitting the middle term. So I am writing it here. So if we split this middle term, first of all this middle term is 115. So we get here the factors like minus 100 and minus 15. Because 115s are 15, 100s are gives us 1500 plus, and minus minus becomes plus. By splitting this middle term, what we get here, the expression like 4x square minus 100x minus 15x plus 375 is equal to 0. Now, if you see this, what we have? We have 4x common, x minus 25, 25 4s are 100, minus 15 bring common from these two terms. So what we have, again in other bracket we get x minus 25 which is equal to 0. So that gives us answer as x minus 25 in one bracket, in other bracket 4x minus 15 is equal to 0. So that means equating these factors to 0, we get x minus 25 is equal to 0 or 4x minus 15 is equal to 0. Then our x will be either 25 or x will be 15 upon 4. Now we will see which x we have to take. What we have taken, x means the time taken by smaller tap to fill the whole tank. Now here we have the information or the thing they have given us that together when they fill a tank it requires 9 hours and 3 upon 8 minutes, or we can say yes, 9 full hours. And if we take here x is equal to 15 upon 4, it means it will take 3 hours and 1/4 minutes, 3/4 minutes. So this information, is it mismatching with this? It's not correct somewhere. It means the smaller tap should take more than these hours to fill the tank separately. And that information or that required answer is this. We cannot take x is equal to 15 upon 4, means if we take this, it means the smaller tap or a tap with smaller diameter will take 3 hours and 3/4 minutes to complete the entire full tank. But here we have given together the full tank is filled together by both the taps in 9 hours. So 9 hours means greater than this. So a smaller tap cannot fill in this. So hence x cannot be equal to 15 upon 4. Why? I have given you the reason. Because it should be greater than 9 hours, 9 whole 3 upon 8 hours. And that's why required answer is this. So hence the smaller tap takes 25 hours to fill the tank separately, and larger tap takes 25 minus 10. That means 15 hours to fill the tank separately. Now moving to the fifth example. a motorboat whose speed is 18 km per hour in still water takes 1 hour more to go to 25 km upstream. So this is a new thing you have come across, upstream, than to return downstream. Again, downstream to the same spot. Find the speed of the stream. Now, as we read the sum, you should know variable x or whatever variable you have to take for what, which quantity. So here it is speed of the stream we have to find. That's why let the speed of stream be x. But before we go for this sum, let me explain you what is the concept of upstream and downstream, or you can say upstair and downstair. So when this is a ground, but as you go up and go down, so this is upstream. So if you are moving upstream or if you are moving downstream, then that movement speed is changing. As you are walking on the steel ground or on the plain ground, the speed of walking on the ground, is it similar when you are climbing the tree or you are climbing any raised portion? So speed is here not similar to the previous one. It is decreasing. Why it happens? Because you are moving upward. It is against the gravitational pull or gravitational force, and that's why your speed is decreasing compared to the speed on the ground. If you are moving down, that's called downstream. If you are moving down, it means downstream. It is called downstream. So when you are moving down, it means you are coming or moving towards the gravitational force. That means definitely your speed of movement is increasing compared to this speed. When you are going upstream, the speed decreases. When you are moving downstream, the speed increases. So this is the movement. Similarly, when you are moving upstairs, going on from first floor or ground floor, when you are going to first floor, second floor, the speed decreases. But when you are coming from fourth floor to down, your speed is more. You are running down. It means you are coming towards the gravitational pull, and that gravitational pull also helps you to move down, and that's why your speed increases. Similarly, we have the concept for upstream and downstream for water as well. So when yes, so this is a boat. We are coming to our question. This is a boat and this is our spot, fixed spot. This is our same spot, or we can say a fixed spot. From here boat is moving. Now when it is moving, its speed is 18 km per hour. But as it is going towards the upstream, it means a stream also has a stream, water flow. That stream also has its own force. Stream also has its own force that we have to find. Find the speed of the stream. Speed of the stream we have to find. So let that be x. But what is the speed of boat over here when it is going upstream? It is 18 km per hour. But as I said, it is on the still water, it is 18 km per hour. But as the boat is moving to upstream, So will that speed be same 18 km per hour? No, it will decrease. And to what extent it will decrease? So while going upstream, that boat is going upstream, above the stream of, yes, speed of stream. So the speed will be here while going upstream. The speed will be here 18 minus x. Because it is going upstream, the speed decreases. It should be less than 18 km, and that we get by 18 minus x. Now what? If the boat is, and how much distance it is covered? It has covered distance, total distance covered is 24 km. So now you know the speed. Now you know how much distance is covered. So can we write the time for it by using the concept of time, distance and speed? That is, time is always equal to distance upon speed. And this is, we can write time 1 because it is different from while boat coming downstream. So this is time 1, and it takes more time because speed is less. So it takes more time. So what we can write in terms of x? That means 24 km distance will be covered with the speed 18 minus x. Right? So here the time to go upstream, we can write here upstream. Upstream 24 km, and then time 1 we have 24 upon 18 minus x. Now from this same spot, when the boat is returning to down, it is called downstream to the same spot. So the distance covered is 24, but the stream speed is x we have taken, and the boat is coming from this spot, it is coming back to the same spot 24 km. So what will the speed? Will it be 18 km or will it be 18 minus x or will it be more? So as I have told you that the stream speed also will force the boat to come down, and definitely when the boat comes downstream to the same spot, that means 24 km distance, the speed will be here. Speed will be here 18 plus x. And then definitely the time to reach the same spot will be less than the time taken in the going upstream. So here what we have? Then we have time 2, which is less time coming downstream, and that we express as distance upon speed. In that term we are expressing it as 24 upon 18 plus x. So here time in first case, upstream case, is more than time in second case, that is downstream. So how much more it is? It is more 1 hour more. So here try to understand the concept with simple numbers. If we write 6 and compare 6 with 5 in equation form, how we write that 6 is 1 more than 5, or we can write 6 less 1 gives us 5, or in other way we write 6 minus 5, the difference between this gives us 1. So similarly here we are using the concept, this way we are using that time, more time minus less time is equal to difference 1 hour, and this is how we are forming the equation like more time is this, so 24 upon 18 minus x minus 24 upon 18 plus x is equal to 1. And this is the equation we are solving. So note it down, try to understand what we have done. So we will start solving the equation. Thus, according to question, our equation is 24 upon 18 minus x minus 24 upon 18 plus x is equal to 1. Now, take the LCM of these two denominators. That gives us 24 into 18 plus x minus 24 into 18 minus x upon 18 minus x, 18 plus x is equal to 1. So, here 24 into 18, which gives us, okay, and 24x minus 24 into 18 plus 20, so minus, yes, plus 24x upon 18 square is 324 minus x square. Here we are using the identity a plus b, a minus b in other bracket is equal to 1. So here we have 432, or we can cancel it here directly. So instead of going for product, finding the product and cancelling, this is plus this minus this. So we can easily cancel this with this instead of finding the product. 24 plus 24, 48x upon 324 minus x square is equal to 1. That gives us 48x is equal to 324 minus x square. Now if you bring this whole thing to LHS, we get here x square plus 48x as it is to LHS, and this 324 coming to LHS becomes minus 324. Now by splitting this middle term, here we get, so splitting the middle term, first we will find the factors of minus 324. So that gives us 54 and 6. So 54 minus, plus, because this side is plus, greater integer with plus and this minus. So here we have 54x minus 6x minus 324 is equal to 0. Now solving this, we get here x into x plus 54 minus 6 into x plus 54. So here you can see, and you can find the answer. X will be x plus 54 is equal to 0, or x minus 6 is equal to 0. So x will be minus 54 or x will be 6. So now we can say this is a positive speed. So our required answer is 6. So we can say the speed of stream will be 6 km per hour. Hence, this. So here we can say speed cannot be expressed in this minus 54. So this answer is not equal to this, and that's why we can say hence the speed of stream is 6 km per hour. Next concept is nature of roots. So as we have seen that in quadratic equation, how we get the root? So root we get by formula, quadratic formula, minus b plus or minus b in under root side b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Now in this, we have to find the nature of roots, and what will help us to know the nature of root, whether the root of quadratic equation is real or not real. So, you know, when we say roots, this expression is under root sign, and that's why we say here that this b square minus 4ax determines the nature of roots. So we can say b square minus 4ac determines nature of root, and that nature of root is either real or not real, or in specific, in real we can say either equal roots or not equal roots. So this is how this explains, or this tells us or determines nature of root. Now this is also known as discriminant. So discriminant, which is expressed by capital D. So in nature of roots, while determining nature of roots, this expression is called discriminant. And this expression tells us whether the nature of root is real, not real, and in real, equal or not equal. For example, say here in the first case, if b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then it means it gives us the real roots, real and equal roots. We will see how it is. For example, so in example, if we substitute the value of this b square minus 4ac is equal to 0 in these roots, what we get? Minus b plus or minus under root sign 0 to a. So you know that this gives us the value 0. So our roots are minus b upon 2a. It means our roots will be, they are real roots, and they are, one root will be minus b upon 2a, and other root also will be minus b 2 upon a. So here we get two equal roots. Next case, when we have b square minus 4ac greater than 0. So when it is greater than 0, let's put this in equation formula to find the roots. It means minus b plus or minus. Suppose greater than 0 means we will take here 1 to a. So that gives us minus b plus root 1 upon 2a, or minus b minus root 1 upon 2a. It means our roots will be x is equal to minus b plus 1 upon 2a, or our other root will be minus b minus 1 upon 2a. So you can see here we get two distinct or different roots. So when this is the case, we write here they are real roots and distinct or unequal roots. Distinct roots. Now the third case. If we have b square minus 4ac smaller than 0. So what kind of roots we get? For example, x is equal to minus b plus or minus, in bracket we will take smaller than 1 is minus 1. And here 2a. Now, can this exist? Square root of minus negative number? So it cannot exist. And that's why here we get not real roots. Because this b square minus 4ac, if it is smaller than 0, this case does not exist. And that's why in this case we get not real roots. Let's see the concept, this nature of roots concept with this example. Find the nature of roots of quadratic equation, and if real roots exist, find them. This is the exercise 4.4, question number 1, second question. So here what we have, this is the equation given. Now as per our coefficients, A is here 3, B is minus 4 square root 3 and C is 4. Now you know, by using quadratic formula, what we have, x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. But here we know d is equal to b square minus 4ac, and this is the discriminant, this determines. So by putting the values of b is here minus 4 square root 3 square minus 4 into 3 into 4. That gives us 4 4s are 16, 16 3s are 48 minus 4 4s are 16, 3s are 48 is equal to 0. So discriminant tells us that we have real equal roots. Now next question, if they are equal roots, real roots, if they exist, then find them. So we can find them. Now we know b square is this, so x is equal to minus b. So that minus b is here minus 4 root 3 plus or minus, discriminant is 0, so we are putting it here, into 2a. A is 3. So that gives us 4 root 3 upon 2 6. So 6. So if you cancel this with this, we get here roots are 2 root 3 upon 3 or 2 root 3 upon 3. Equal roots. As we have stated here, they are the equal roots. Second example, is following situation possible? If so, find their present ages. This is the sum given from exercise 4.4, question number 4. The sum of the ages of two friends is 20 years. So let's start the solution to form the equation. So let the age of one friend be x years. So that's why age of other friend will be 20 minus x, because sum is 20 years, so if is x, the other is 20 minus x. 4 years ago, one friend's age so here we have the present age, the age of one friend, present age. So 4 years ago his age will be x minus 4 and other friend's age will be minus x minus 4, which is equal to 16 minus x. Now using this information, find the product 4 years above the ages is 48. That's why according to question, equation is x minus 4 into 16 minus x is equal to 48. So here first we will simplify this, that is 16x minus x square minus 64 minus 4x is equal to 48. So here we have minus x square, this and this gives us plus 12x minus 64. Transposing this, we get here minus 48 is equal to 0. So accordingly we get here minus x square plus 12x minus 112. So So here it is plus 4x. So here it will then be 20x. So finally our equation is x square minus x square plus 20x minus 112. Now using formula, I am rubbing this. Here we have a is equal to minus 1, b is equal to 20 and c is equal to minus 112. Now discriminant we have to find out. B square minus 4ac. That gives us b square is 20 square minus 4 into minus 1 into 112. So here 400 minus, here it is AC and here it is minus. So 3 minus gives us minus. 4 2s are 8, 4 4 4. So here we get minus, yes, minus 48. Now if you see, discriminant is smaller than 0 and hence roots are not real, and if they are not real we cannot find a solution. So this is how we have solved the two sums for nature of roots. You can solve the remaining sum from NCERT book exercise 4.4. So quadratic equation, we will end up with whatever the things we have seen in this chapter. The first point was what is quadratic equation. Second, solution to find methods to find solution of quadratic equation. Next, what is the quadratic formula, and finally nature of roots. So this is 8 of the lesson.